And good morning. Hope all is well.
Yeah, everything great. It's such a pleasure having you on my podcast today. So, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. Uh, I came on this planet legs first, unlike most who come heads first. And I started running from that day like a happy child. Births like babies, grew up, became into manhood, uh, constantly being taken care by my mom. I was the apple of her eye. We grew up in a joint family, four, five families, maybe a dozen and a half siblings. So it was like a madhouse jamboree all the time. Went into college, didn't like it that much, failed in the boards, went through another year just to come out, pass it. Those 1,000 days of my life, partying with friends continuously, making new ones, was the most awesome thing. Uh, and knowing all along till the teenage life, that I was being loved all the time, friends, family, everything. And I loved back, lived life like sunshine till teenage. That's what you do, right? Joined a career, started a career in technology way back in the late 80s, early 90s. Was a professional for some time, then started my entrepreneurial journey. And you know, after that, life sets into a sort of a cultural routine. You grow up, you fall in love, or you get an arranged marriage. I moved to a city called Kolkata. I was born and brought up in Pune, and Bengali women are considered to be like really awesome looking, for want of other words that I could definitely use. And she floored me. And 30 years hence, she continues flooring me.
Wow.
So whenever I look at her today, whether she's sleeping or sitting playing the piano or something, I know it sounds stupid, but it feels like I'm falling in love again.
Wow.
So, uh, I just love everything that life offers on a continuous basis. And right now, Corona taught me that work less, live life a little bit more. And I've been practicing doing that since Corona. Uh, this was till Corona lasted. Then last year, unfortunately, in October, so we're going on a normal chuttis, working. I was working a little less because post Corona taught us you could sit out of anywhere and work. And last October end or just before that, I started developing a small issue, which was I couldn't swallow food very well. And after a series of various doctors and tries, I finally got an endoscopy done. And that black pipe going down one of the holes, actually from the mouth. I'm being specific, people should not assume wrong holes. And the doctor realized that there was a growth in my food pipe, which is also known as the esophagus. And they did a biopsy, and boom, they had to announce that it was cancer. uh, they tested it. It turned out to be malignant. It turned out to be advanced cancer. And Calcutta has also Tata Medical Center. So we went to one of the docs there. And like they are supposed to be unemotional, emphatically, he said, you've got a state of advanced cancer. It's spread already quite a bit to the lungs, liver, not just the food pipe and stomach junction. And I don't know why, but he also added, and it's not curable. And I'm saying, and my wife was with me, right? Because she loves me and we stay alone together. We don't have kids, fortunately, unfortunately, whichever way people look at it. And my only thought that time was, damn, this blooming clown of a dog, does he have to say that it's incurable? I mean, no sensitivity, right? There's a woman there. She could be scared for a husband, stuff like that. I said, anyway, we are insensitive. We've not been trained on sensitivities. We just have agenda driven lives. And I'm a fairly logical and practical guy. And my logic monitor awoken itself and said, okay. So apart from mentally abusing the doctor and saying that it could have been a quiet story, one-to-one, man-to-man, instead of making a public announcement in front of my wife and panicking her, I said, Chalo, you've announced it, called it out on the table, so now what next? Let's get it cracking, right? So he was looking at me in amazement, like, aren't you scared? Don't you have a question? Like, the normal question would be, how much time do I have? What kind of seriousness? All that. And why would I be concerned with all that? To be honest. So I just wanted it to get cured, irrespective of what he said. I have faith in science. I have faith in love, relationships, all that. And there's another thing which is important, and I must share that with you. The other thing that struck me is that I could step out of his room because of this news, get a heart attack or a shock, and die. Boom. Right? So, 53, still wanting to live another 30 and enjoying life and meeting pretty women apart from my wife, and drinking up a bit because I'm an old monk type of a guy. Or I could have just died. I'm saying here I'm walking around. Treatment has modernized itself. Cancer treatment is really modern today. And, things could get better. We could at least have a fighting chance. So I told the doctor, okay, theek hai, yaar, I understand. I've got cancer. I understand it's incurable, advanced, all that nonsense. So I was really amazed. My wife too was, but, having stayed alone, she knows I'm like a Shivaji type soldier constantly. So my logic monitor awoken and said, okay, next line of treatment. He said, okay, now we'll start on chemo. Surgery is not an option. I said, fine, let's start tomorrow. Let's just start getting this cancer out. It's only slightly more serious or far more serious, whichever way you look at it, than a fever, right? So we'll take medication and we'll try and get this damn shit out also. And if God willing and the cosmic willing and the universe willing and medicine and the love and everything, and more important than anything, me willing, right? My mind has to say that it's going to get solved.
Absolutely.
No fear. I'm going to fight this battle. And I will have a fairly good chance of kicking the damn cancer out. And that's, I think, my intro. And my journey began in November. And I had a few bad months initially because my system was getting acclimatized to the medication and this chemo, going in and out of hospital, getting blood transfusion done when my what is the thing they call hemoglobin fell and everything. But Simran, since then, 9 months down and certain types of treatments, the good part is that it shows reduction of almost 40% in some areas. And this is just 1 week old. So it's the love, the medication, and a lot of things. Like there's a group of people I know who give me prayers every day. There's somebody who's doing pranic healing for me every day. And it's this whole thing which is saying, ye cancer ko to bhagana hi hai. So the battle goes on till it's fully out. And I've given you just a short, quick one,
Wow.
So,
every time that I speak with you, I feel so motivated. So my whole environment is motivated.
No, I'm very happy. Like I said, I've had a magical and an enchanted childhood, Simran. And I think that really helps me a lot, to be honest, because I've grown up in so much of love, so much of affection. So we did have our fights. Our parents fought with each other also at times, serious fights. So they're human beings, right? We keep biting each other also. But if the fundamental love I've grown up in, that cannot change. And that has created this sheer positive me. So I can have a really bad day, like a lot of people would have bad days. But I will come out on top because something in me says, why? Why are you feeling bad? I mean, it's your choice. Whether you want to feel good or you want to feel bad, nobody's going to come and hold your little thing. No? So, feel good about life. No? Zindagi hai. Yaar, Simran, jeene ke liye hai.
Absolutely. So that is the wand of positivity you carry around with you, right?
Yeah, and I'm willing to share as much as I can. And I'm like endless energy. So
I
I'm
know.
more than through you, willing to share my energy as much as I can because I have infinite supply. And and I would love sharing it. And if I can somewhere talk to people through you, or they want to talk to me through you, or whatever, and if I can
Absolutely.
help anybody, you can even organize some sessions, whichever way you want. And I would love to help people.
Absolutely. I'd love to. So let me ask you here, Devan, do you feel low or negative? I'm sure, you might be having those few low moments, some moments of, overwhelm. So what do you do to overcome those sort of emotions? Do you share, do share some of your thoughts just for the benefit of our viewers?
Sure. So, having said that, I'm a positive person, I'm also a human being,
Of course.
right? I'm not like whatever else, not an inanimate object. And it's not easy, Simran. There are days where it's not easy. And this is apart from the cancer. You could have other issues in life. Human beings have a lot of other issues in life. Uh, but a simple thing, we say that my heart is broken. I'm giving you an example. Heart is just a muscle, right? Signal to yahan se aati hai. So when you take a painkiller as a medicine, you have a back pain or a leg pain or a headache or a toothache. The fact of the matter is the tablet is actually cutting off the signal from here to that pain. That is the truth of science. And the pain stops. So if you are hurting and we are all human beings, then you have to train your mind to say, hey, I had a happy moment with my loved one, with my mother. I was hurt. She picked me up. She hugged me. Feel that warm moment. It'll help. Uh, Irrespective about how we feel, it is one of the toughest jobs. But we simply don't have the tools to keep us in a state of perpetual happiness. So it has to be constantly worked on and find the good moments in the past sometimes to think about them in the current so that we feel good or try and wake ourselves up or pick ourselves up. The other thing that one could do is we all would have usually a close relationship. It could be a friend, it could be a maid, it could be somebody I could talk to. And human beings talking to another human being, we are social, right? We're not supposed to be alone. And the moment you talk to even your sabji wala for 5-10 minutes and you crack a small joke, it may be difficult. Call the sabji wala home. Sit with him. Call the liftman home, sit with him, surprise that liftman, the security guard, the neighbor's maid. Have a cup of tea, biscuit, crack a joke. Your joke would be bad, but look at the surprise on their faces, smile. It'll give you strength somewhere. So, like a few days ago, and I'm like a super positive guy. I consider myself a Superman without the red underpants or
Yeah, I
over.
know that.
Yeah, like they say, I consider myself to be like a Shivaji sometimes.
Wow.
Without a horse, I have a motorcycle. I'm not in the age where horses would be allowed. But, I get up early. And a few days back, early means like 3:34 in the morning.
Wow.
And I listen to music, I read. Sometimes I'm working. And for some reason, I just started crying. And not only crying, I was wailing and wailing. Silent ones. I'm grown up 53 years. जोर से करूंगा तो बीवी उठ जाएगी और उसको टेंशन, वो डांटेगी या प्यार करेगी वो दूसरी बात है, पता नहीं. बट I was just feeling very soft, mushy. कभी कभी होता है इंसान से. And I was trying to arrest it. But then instead of arresting it, I said, let it just flow. एक emotion है. It's not my life ending. And because the moment I started trapping it, it started choking. The moment I let it flow, it started becoming lighter with every wave. Right? So this is just one of the techniques that I used that day. And I kept letting it flow. And then I was reading some WhatsApp messages and some old things and some friends thing. But then the magic started happening. You know what the magic was? I realized it was going to be daybreak soon. The sun was going to rise. And I went to the balcony and I stood. And from dark, nature and the sun started playing this whole magic of it. The colors of the sky changed, the birds started coming alive, and this whole light and magic sounds so early in the morning. It gives you energy, Simran. You are a human being, I'm a human being. If you absorb it, it will give you the energy to heal, to take a deep few breaths, have a sip of water, have a glass of water, enjoy that show. It's free of cost, right? And it's better than any magician or musician can put for you. And that would give you energy. Think a little bit about the past, good moments of the past, and something like that would make you feel positive that day.
Absolutely.
To start with. So, and one of the simplest answers is, why be sad? There's so many things in life. Why be anything else but happy? There could be one reason, but think of that reason, dig for it, you will get it, and be happy. And that's the way to find happiness. Just don't tell yourself why be sad. So this is what it is.
Great. Like, let your emotions flow, don't just keep suppressing them. I think.
Yes, never let it jam, and because otherwise it'll become like dams.
Yeah. So, Devan, what's the reaction of your family and your friends? Just tell me a little about how they support you, or what is their involvement like, so as to say, like.
So it obviously came like a shock. I'm one of the brothers, sons of the family, right? It came like a big shock. And like I may have mentioned to you in one of our previous conversations, Simran, I have been one of those really super positive people. For them, I'm like the universal soldier. I'm like the Karna, the Bhim, Arjun, all of it. And for them to see their favorite soldier getting afflicted like this, first comes like a shock. I'm saying, Tere saath kaise? I'm saying, because I'm lucky. So they said, why lucky? So I said, abhi tum log aur bhi attention denge mere ko. So they saying, kya idiot aadmi hai? Itna abhi bhi serious nahi hai. So that is the joke side of it. But obviously it shocked all of them very bad. That, what will happen now? Then everybody wants to start giving their advice. I do have the right treatment, the right doctor. Let's do Ayurveda. Let's do homeopathy. There's a special kind of enema. You do that 3 times a day. And somebody also says, start having ganja. It's supposed to help. Regularly karo. Chalo Manali chalo. All this nonsense is going on. But, I am a man of science. So while we can work on that, and a lot of people suggested the cosmic alternatives, like pranic healing, faith healers, and so on and so forth, family constellations and many things. But we've got to understand that we have to go with science first. And I explained to all of them that there is a reasonable chance that my life will get elongated. It might get short. I met the doctor. And I met the doctor in the hospital. It's a Tata hospital. The word Tata itself gives a lot of faith
Yes.
concern. So they're saying, Acha. The other thing is that, a lot of them getting scared and panicking. We had lost 2 of our aunts 6 months before my detection. One of them to severe cancer too. 15 days after I was detected, another cousin, he also got detected with cancer of a different nature. So then my role also became within all that to continue a joke side of it, so they don't get serious. They all came together and said that if there is a money issue, then we'll support you. One sister who lives in a different time zone said, if you have to collect 10, 15, 20, and she's very young yet. Even if you have to collect some 30, 40,000, I think we should be easily able to collect it. And I said, you fool, 30,000 mein aajkal kuch hota nahi hai.
Yeah.
So I used to change the topic to again laughing, joking, chatting with them. So because, of the background, when they saw that I had less fear, what was there was inside me. if there was anything at all, then they would get more confident. Their language would turn into positive language. So then if they speak positive, they are happy, I am happy. They see me, I am happy, again they're happy. And this whole tick tock starts again, right? So I think, it's about supporting continuously, not taking advantage of the fact that, hey Ram, mujhe to cancer ho gaya. And go into that pity role, because we humans should not go into a pity role and take pity from other people. We all are strong in our individual ways. We've got to wake up that human being inside, that spirit inside, which is maybe 1% strength, and say, "Main karunga isko." The moment you say, "Main karunga," the whole Mahabharata starts and everybody comes to support you. Everybody wants to be the winner.
Agree.
Today, everybody is giving gali to Virat Kohli because he was not playing well for so much time. But till then, he was a superhero. So you've got to trust that there is a superhero inside. Awaken that superhero somewhere, and it'll awaken. So a lot of family and friends, they got together. Some started traveling, meeting me again. There was one sister that, had stopped speaking to me. We had actually stopped speaking to each other over the last decade plus. The biggest loss that both of us had was her kids loved me. They lost an uncle. I lost a pair of niece and nephews growing up. Her husband and I were really good friends. We lost a decade of that relationship. So maybe this was good that it came to me, this announcement that we finally the behan hai. So we finally got in touch immediately, and it's like the 10 years didn't exist, love came back and everything came back, and all this hurt, ego and everything went out. All good feel good factors. An elder sister came to Calcutta, stayed with me for a few days, started cooking my favorite food. Feel good factors, right? So it's again about being social, reaching out to people reaching out to you. But the biggest lesson is, Simran, don't be scared to ask for help. You out of fear, out of ego, pride, whatever reason, if I want to tell you, Simran, मेरी मदद करो, 5 तो शब्द है, लिख लो आपके सामने और उसको पढ़ लो वहां से. If you are scared, say at least I will write it and read it out, and I will send it as a WhatsApp recording to other people. कि मुझे मदद चाहिए, मुझे एक हग चाहिए, मुझे थोड़े पैसे चाहिए. And the moment you are able to simplify for yourself that, everybody is not strong, but you have to have the strength to say, help me, come and sit with me, hold my hand, and people will do. Don't say don't question and second guess yourself कि मैं कैसे पूछूं. Simple thing. If you have a friend, if you have a building neighbor, I need help. Please, will you help me? And specify. Can I get a hug? Specify. Can I get a plate of food? Specify. And the moment you get that strength and you go from step by step, you'll get more strength to do other things. And you'll see people reaching out and helping you, whether it is family, whether it's friends. Because finally, there are 7 billion people on this planet. And Simran, 99.9999% are good. If they hear कि इसको मदद चाहिए, they will help.
Absolutely.
Please tell your people, the ones that you are following your channel, that ask for help, give help. And there's nothing better to giving and asking for help. It like illuminates you from within. एक warmth आती है अंदर से, which makes you feel good, makes the other person feel good. We've got stuck in life somewhere, but ask somebody to give you help. It'll make them feel better. It'll make you feel better. Recipient and giver both.
Absolutely.
That is very important.
So that's what, I wanted to wind up, in fact, by asking you, what's that one thing you would like to share, with our listeners today, some words of wisdom. So I think, what you are saying is, ask for help. I think,
Yes, you have to ask.
More to that, yeah.
Never have ego about this. There are a couple of other quick things if I have a few minutes more. One is become a digger. What I mean by becoming a digger, Simran, is that sometimes, as a child, our best moments in life have been unfettered,
Yeah.
have been when we were kids, because we had no responsibilities, right? So if you dig and you remember the child within and the happy moments that the child has had, it might give you strength to deal with today and give you that sense of feeling nice. This is one thing. The second thing that I believe in is we are like dogs. We like to touch each other. We stopped doing that. So whether it's with your family members or a close friend, I believe it's very important to start hugging people back, hold them, and it makes you lighter. It will practice. If you've not practiced it for a long time, never done it, practice it. वो जादू की झप्पी बोलते हैं उसको,
Yes.
राइट? वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होती है. The other thing is a touch. God has given us hands because we have a magical touch, Simran. So if we just take somebody else's hand and put it hand in hand and feel the energy, it may not be the first time, the second time, the third time it will. When you just feel and we are conscious of the touch and the softness or the hardness or whatever the hand has, it's a connection that gets formed and you draw on some energy when you most need it, right?
Yeah.
So you get a lot of energy like that. The other thing is, the last two things are attitude and fun. We all have a superhuman inside us. We're human beings. We are top of the food chain, right? You have to activate that superhuman inside. Otherwise, it will sleep.
Yeah.
You have to say, "Tu jaag yaar, mere ko chahiye." Bas. And you can feel like, anything. Feel like a Superman, Batman, Rani ki Jhansi, Shivaji, whatever it is. And wake yourself up and say, मैं हूं, मैं देवेन हूं, मैं कर लूंगा इसको, मैं सिमरन से थोड़ी मदद ले लूंगा, मैं मेरे बीवी से, बच्चे से थोड़ी मदद ले लूंगा, मैं मदद मांग लूंगा, पर मेरा सुपर ह्यूमन को मैं जगा के ये बैटल को फाइट करूंगा. And the last thing is have fun. It's very important, Simran, for human beings to have fun. And fun is not an activity. कि आप क्या कर रहे हो फन के लिए? मैं एक कार्ड्स रमी खेल रहा हूँ, नहीं. मैं snakes and ladders खेल रहा हूँ, नहीं. That is not fun. You have to find your meaning of fun. And then the moment you have those conversations, and don't talk about your problem, and drive conversation, there are many ways to have fun, And if you have fun the right way, like a child would have fun, So people different have, you have to keep experiencing different things, experimenting different things. फन हो सकता है. Very easy.
Thank you so much for spreading this positivity. And I really mean it. So for anyone who needs, to be motivated, or anyone who's feeling low, who is depressed, do watch this video. It will change you. I bet in seconds it will change you. So connect with us, DM, message me in the comments below, and we will definitely get in touch with you in case you need any support. So if you have liked this video, please share it with your friends, family. You never know who it just might help. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, Devan.
Anytime, always welcome. Good to be help. Bye, Simran. Have a good day.
Thank you.